Okay, we're on now. And focusing. Okay, welcome everyone to Seating Lab's Instrumental Access webinar. My name is Melissa Wu. I'm the Global Partnerships Manager at Seating Labs.
And I'm Christina Viola-Srivastava. I'm the Metrics and Evaluation Manager.
And today what we're going to go over is what the Instrumental Access Program is, how to apply, and we'll also show you how to use the application portal. So we'll be doing this mostly through through slideshows and screen sharing. Throughout, you can ask questions either by emailing application@seatinglabs.org, or we'll show you how to ask questions through the Google Hangouts app. So let me screen share you with our presentation. Okay, so this is what the screen looks like, or should look like for many of you. For those of you who are logged into this webinar through your G+ profile, you'll see a grid at the top right-hand side. This is the apps button, and you can use that button to switch between the Q&A and Showcase apps. In the Q&A app, you can ask questions by going to the Q&A app and clicking on this green button on the bottom, Ask Any Question, and we'll see those questions, be able to answer your questions. If you switch to the Showcase app, you'll see a bunch of web links that we've shared with you, and these are the links that we'll be talking about during the presentation. Okay, so I think we're ready to go through the presentation. One more thing, if you're not able to catch some of the information that we talk about during this presentation, the webinar will be archived on our website or YouTube channel, and we'll also be making the slides available to you.
Can I ask questions if they're not logged in through Google+?
Yep. Okay. Just to reiterate, if you're not in Google+, ask questions by sending an email to application@seatinglabs.org. That's APPLICATION @seatinglabs, SEEDINGLABS.org. And if you ask them now, we'll actually answer them during the webinar. Okay, so a little bit about Seating Labs itself. We were established in 2008 as a 501c3 nonprofit organization in the US. We invest in exceptional scientists in developing countries, supporting vital research with reduced cost lab equipment and training for those with limited resources but limitless potential. So our flagship program, and the reason why you guys are hopefully all here today, is Instrumental Access. And through this program, we make research equipment available to university departments in low and middle income countries. Fully functional equipment is sourced from manufacturers, corporations, and research institutions. Seating Labs selects participants for the program through our annual call for applications. Once participants are selected, they can enter the program and they'll be able to select equipment needed from our available inventory. Seating Labs will then pack and ship the equipment, and then of course, you'll have the equipment to use for your research and teaching. Once accepted into Instrumental Access, participants can select equipment from our available inventory. Seating Labs equipment supplies specialize for those doing research related to chemistry or biology. We have a variety of different kinds of equipment, from mass spectrometers to balances and pipetters, various kinds of consumables like gloves, tubes, and dishes, and many types of glassware. Although our inventory fluctuates, participants can expect during their selection window to see a large subset of these types of equipment. You can see more types of equipment that we have at the link on this slide or the link in the showcase. So how much equipment goes into a shipment? There's no typical shipment. Each shipment's composition varies to meet the individual departmental needs. Participants are assigned a selection window during which they can select equipment from our available inventory. In terms of value, on average, universities have selected equipment and consumables that would cost them about $250,000 if they had purchased it new. Participants are able to select up to what fits in a 20-foot shipping container, and that's approximately 6 meters deep, within Seating Lab's limits of equipment supply. We have additional guidelines to prevent any one participant from taking all of the most valuable or scarcest items. What you see in the picture here is an actual shipment, with some items unpacked and some packed items. This particular shipment included incubators, a microscope, pipetters, consumables, and other equipment. You can go to our website for additional details on equipment selection and be able to see other example shipments and what kinds of items were included in them. Participation in instrumental access is very economical. Participating departments pay a service and access fee that helps defray some of Seating Lab's costs. This fee is adjusted to the income level of the country where your university is located. As you may remember from the previous slide, these fees are just a fraction of the cost of purchasing the equipment, either new or even off the used equipment market. The fee covers Seating Lab's services for administering instrumental access, our cost of equipment procurement, storage, handling, and shipping, and the cost of shipping equipment from door to port by ocean freight. You would be responsible for any fees associated with clearing customs and transporting the equipment from the port to your university. We see entry into instrumental access as the beginning of a partnership between Seating Labs and your department. The partnership offers you other benefits. First, we'll publicize our collaboration, as well as your achievements in research and education. We have a growing worldwide network of partners, volunteers, and donors, and you can gain access to this network. Your students will be eligible to join our chapter network. We often hear news of grants that are applicable to you, and we'll give you personalized notification of these opportunities. Lastly, we're developing new programs and opportunities with other partners that you'll gain access to. What we have here is our projected timeline for the Instrumental Access Program for this round of applications. Awardees will be notified in approximately mid-September, and in late 2015, we'll work with each university's administration to review the equipment needs and the program, sign a letter of agreement solidifying our relationship, and we'll place each department into an equipment selection window. These selection windows are January through March, April through June, July to September, and October to December. Once a participant has entered their selection window, they'll be able to gain access to the equipment through our online portal and select equipment. During this time, multiple departments will be able to have access to the equipment, and our equipment will fluctuate as we enter new equipment into the online portal, and your department or other departments select equipment out of this portal. During this time as well, the university departments will connect Seating Labs to the procurement and customs officers at your university, and cost share payment arrangements will be made. After the selection window closes, we'll finalize your equipment and payment will be sent to Seating Labs. Seating Labs will then ship the equipment, and upon receipt, we'll ask you to send us back a receipt report which details that you received the equipment and the condition that it was received in. In 2017 and 2018, we'll ask you to complete an annual report that explains the equipment use and the impact that it's had on your research and teaching.
Okay, I will talk a little bit about eligibility. What we're looking for are academic departments at degree-granting institutions of higher education. They have to be located in a low, lower middle, or upper middle income country as defined by the World Bank this year. We have a few specific countries that are excluded due to US trade restrictions. The list can be found in the request for applications. And we also ask that the applicant departments focus on biology, chemistry, or sort of a related applied or otherwise related discipline. And the reason for the last requirement is that most of our inventory is geared towards biology and chemistry. So we would consider making exceptions if a department's needs overlap significantly with our inventory. And if anyone is in that situation and would like to talk to us about it, please email us application@seedinglabs.org. Okay, so once we receive applications, they will all be evaluated by Seeding Labs staff, and we'll just be looking to make sure that applicants meet the eligibility requirements and are suitable for the program. If there's any information that's missing or we need clarification, we will probably ask for it after that phase. And then applications will be sent to external reviewers to be read and scored. And we expect to welcome around 15 to 17 new participants in 2015. And we will hopefully, if everything goes well, we will make notifications towards the middle of September 2015. This is the timeline again. So the application portal is currently open and we will be accepting applications until July 15th. We will review them in July and August, and we hope to make notifications in mid-September. A little bit more about what we're looking for from applicant departments. The most important thing is we're looking for departments where additional equipment will unlock potential and make the biggest possible difference. So places where lack of equipment is a barrier to achieving specific research or education objectives. We're looking for applicants who can articulate a clear and detailed plan to distribute, install, maintain, and use the equipment. We're looking for places where there is sufficient knowledge, infrastructure, and supporting resources to make proposed use feasible. And we're looking for places where use of the equipment could positively impact the institution, the local community, and/or the world. And our other big requirement is that we're looking for departments and institutions that will be able to collaborate effectively, starting with the application process through the shipment and our reporting requirements. Basically, we're looking for places that are interested in an ongoing relationship with Seeding Labs. So applications are typically submitted by a faculty member or department head on behalf of the entire department. They must be submitted in English, the exception being that we ask for letters of support, and those can be written in any language, but we ask that you provide an English translation as well. And we are only accepting applications through our online portal, the link to which I think you can see, right, Melissa?
Yeah, if you go to the showcase, if you're in the showcase, you can see it through the showcase app. It's towards the bottom of the links. Additionally, besides it being here, it's also on the website in our request for applications.
Okay, so.
Oh, we can talk about the browsers.
What?
The browsers?
Oh, yes. So the next thing we're going to do is sort of walk you through how to apply. One important caveat on using the portal is that it requires you to use a current version of Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Internet Explorer browsers. We've been warned that use of any other browser may result in lost data or being unable to submit your application.
Mm-hmm. And we've heard that for some reason that problem is not fixable. So if you start it in a browser that's not one of these four, and then try and continue in one of these four browsers, it still doesn't work. So please, please, please use one of these four browsers when you access our application. Okay, do you want to go over it or just go into it?
Let's just go into it. So then we're going to open up the portal and sort of demonstrate some of the things that you'll need to do to submit an application, starting with creating a new account.
Okay, so I got to switch over to my internet screen. Okay, and let me pull it up for me. Okay.
All right, so to create a new account, the first thing you do is click on the Create New Account button. And it will ask you to enter your university name and department name.
Please make sure that you put it in the format that we have here, which is the name, space, hyphen, space, department.
As well as the city and country of your institution. And then click next step. And the next screen is personal contact information for the person who is handling the application. And it's okay if multiple people from your department create profiles here, but you won't all be able to work on the same application unless you email us at the application@seedinglab's email address and ask us to associate all of your profiles together. So if you need us to do that, please feel free to email us and we will do that. And the fields with the stars are all required.
All right, it'll take me a little bit of time.
Luckily, you only have to do this step once. All right, and then click next step when you're done. The next screen asks for a password, and your login for the future will be your email address. And this is the password you'll use to log in the future. And then click finish. Now on the next screen, the system will automatically send you an email to the email address you entered at the beginning, just to test that it's not getting caught in your spam filters. You can click I have received the email if you did, or you can click continue without checking if you want to bypass it, but it's just a safety check, and then hit continue. And that takes us to the application page. So if you want to start an application, you click on the 2015 Instrumental Access Application link, and that will open up the application. So once the application form is open, you can scroll to navigate through the components. You expand each of the gray bars, they're like subsections, by clicking on the arrow to the left. So the components include some questions about your case for need, questions about preliminary equipment needs, and we should underscore that this is for planning purposes, so we understand what you'll probably be asking for. This is not a final request for equipment. There's a section on facilities, personnel, and support environment at your department. There's a section that asks for an administrative plan. And then there are 3 sections that ask for specific equipment use proposal. So what we require from each applicant is that there be a plan for equipment use in at least one of the following categories. 1 is training and education, 2 are research projects, and the 3rd one is a core facility or shared resource. So we require that one of those sections be completed. You can complete multiple sections, but it's not required. And then the final section asks for you to upload letters of support, 1 from the vice chancellor or equivalent at your institution, and 2 more from 2 faculty members other than the person who is submitting the application. You can save or submit the application using buttons at the very end. There they are. So if you want to partially fill out the application and return to it later, you can click save. Please remember to do that so you don't lose your work. And then to return to a saved application, maybe we should exit out of here.
So go to the dashboard.
I think we should log out entirely.
Okay. Okay.
So Melissa is signing out so that we can show you how to log back in when you return. So you go do your email and password and click log on.
And this is the same link that you went to register. that logon page. You can get to it
Yes.
from the same link that you went to for the initial registration.
The application.
Oh, no, it didn't. It's just the dashboard.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so when you log back in, it will take you to the dashboard link. And you want to go to edit the application, which is in blue down in the bottom right. If you, oh, sorry, so that takes you straight to your saved application.
Let me go back.
Yes. If instead of doing that, you go back to the dashboard. Well, I can just explain. If you, from the dashboard, click on Apply, which is on the left-hand sidebar there, it will start a new application. So you probably don't want to do that if you've already saved your work. If you do, it's no problem. We'll be able to see that there's a blank application in the system and delete it. But if you've opened a new application and all your work seems to be gone, try going to the dashboard and finding the application you started.
So just to reiterate, because I figured out some of the navigation, this is what you see if you click Apply. And if you click on this 2015 Instrumental Access application, that starts a new application. So you need to go back to the dashboard and make sure you find a link that says Edit Application.
Okay, and the one more tip we wanted to share with you is that in order to work on the application offline, there are special buttons to download either just the questions, which would be the question list button that Melissa is pointing to, or if you click on the application packet, it will download both the questions and any answers that you've filled in.
One more note that we didn't mention, it's in the RFA and also in the instructions here. For your letters of support, you can, if your faculty member, colleagues, or your vice chancellor wants to submit a letter of support in their native language, you can do so, but we will require that you also send us a translation. And for this, you'll need to upload the files, and there are we have a limit on the file size that you can upload. If you find that your file is too big, there's a lot of file compression services that you can find to compress your file so that you can upload it here.
Right, and we didn't recommend a file compression service because I think different ones work better with different browsers, but if you're having any trouble, email us at application@Seating Labs and we'll try to help you.
Okay, so that's pretty much everything, right? Should we go to questions?
Yep.
Okay, let me try stopping the screen share. All right, we're back. So that was pretty much the Instrumental Access Program, how to apply. If you have any questions, there's many resources. One, you can go to our website. And so if you go to the Showcase app, we've got our website link there. The link also for those of you who can't access that is seatinglabs.org/equipment/instrumental-access. You can also contact us directly, as we said. Email us at application@seatinglabs.org. We also would like, if possible, for you to provide anonymous feedback via our feedback survey, which there's a link at the bottom of our RFA. But actually, because I think that's particularly important for us, I will share that link on the screen as well. So, okay, so these are just the links that I just went through. The Instrumental Access webpage, applications@seatinglabs.org, and the feedback survey. So we have time now to open it up if anyone has any questions. Again, you can use the Q&A app in Google Apps or in this Hangout by clicking on that grid on the top right and asking a question, or you can email us at application@studintlabs.org. And we'll wait for some time to see if any questions come in, but if not, then we'll wish you luck and you can still ask us questions in the future. I'm just gonna check.
I'm checking now.
Here, okay. Is there anything else that, while we're waiting for questions, we should mention?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, otherwise we would have mentioned it. So unfortunately, I can't tell if anyone is having any technical issues, so we can't solve them remotely from here. But email, of course, is the best and easiest way to contact us.
And I am refreshing the application at studintlabs.org email address over and over again. Please feel free to send questions the low-tech way if you prefer.
Also, for those of you for whom English is not your first language, we are making the RFA itself available in multiple languages. Right now we have a Portuguese translation and a Chinese translation. So if you want to distribute those to your colleagues, if that's easier to for people to help understand what our program is, you can use those resources. But the application itself does need to be submitted in English only. I'm going to give it another minute.
Sure.
Then it'll be a half hour. And okay. All right. Well, it's been a few minutes. As we said, you can always ask us questions as you go through the application at our email address, and our website details the whole program with actually more details than we've gone over in the webinar today. So please go to our website, please go to the application. And thanks for viewing the webinar, and we hope that we'll see you as an applicant in instrumental access. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thanks.